Hey there, we're back for another Simply Tuning In summary of the week. On Tuesday, we talked about triplets. Triplets are simple in theory. It's just three notes instead of another number of notes, usually two or four. And our examples today will just be two or four because those are 99% of all cases, really. So a triplet is when instead of having, you have one beat, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now very often those beats are divided into two each. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And if you were to divide them into triplets, it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can see instead of having two, there were three. And whenever you do that for a little bit, that would be called a triplet. So for example, here's a simple little rhythm melody that has a triplet in it. Do, 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 do. Right? You heard the triplet at the end. Do, 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 do. There was the triplet. The tricky thing is that these triplets that go over 4 half beats, over 2 full beats, they sound kind of like syncopations, hence the name of the title. So let's get into those tricky triplets. So you have 2 full beats. Instead of going do 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 do, it would be like this. Do 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 do, and you can see how my hand's moving in a completely different way. We call this sort of the 3-on-2 effect when you're having a different amount of things happening at the same time, and it's very confusing. It sounds really weird. So for example, it'll do a really long triplet. We'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and You can hear how the beat 4 didn't happen because we were too busy doing our triplets. And a syncopation is completely different. A syncopation happens still within the regular 4 beats. Same thing, everything's divided by 2 like we would normally do. And we're just focusing on the ands. I'll show you what I mean. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And a syncopated beat would get rid of like maybe number 3. So I'll show you what that means. 1 and 2 and 4 and. So you heard there was no beat 3, right? We had a longer note and it accentuated the offbeat. And sometimes accentuating these offbeats can sound like a triplet. And it's really, really hard when you're going between syncopations to triplets. I'm not going to try to do it in the video because I'm going to fail the take and then I'll have to redo the whole video. Because it's tricky, right? Because you're going from a 1 and and you're feeling it different as opposed to 1 and 4 and 1 and. It's a complicated topic. This is sort of maybe an introduction to it. This coming Tuesday, we're going to have it again as a topic, and this time from the side of syncopations. What is a syncopation? And we'll get really into it, so that way it's not too confusing. And then we'll revisit the topic again next week. All right, talk to you then.